Here are all the parts you'll receive when you order our wader hook accessory. Consists of back plate, 2 hooks, 2 trim pieces, and it'll come with 3 dovetail mounts. There is some assembly required using the 4 M4 by 12 millimeter button head cap screws. The only tools you'll need is a 2.5 millimeter Allen wrench. And first thing is to look at the back plate. And there's 2 receiving pockets on the back side for the hooks. So simply insert the hooks through the openings in the back plate. It'll tighten up due to this taper as you insert it. So make sure it's flush. Do that for both hooks. Next thing is to put the trim pieces in these pockets on the hooks. So for this, they must be fully seated. It's a nice snug fit for appearance and strength. So insert the back of the trim pieces into the pocket and snap them in place. Do that for both trim pieces. Should look like that. Ready for the screws. Final step in the assembly is to put the self-tapping screws in through the trim pieces into the hooks. And there is the assembly of our wader hook. Nice and flush in the back for when it mounts on the wall. Hooks inserted, trim pieces in place, and the self-tapping screws installed. We use all stainless steel hardware. So between the 3D printed hook itself and the stainless steel screws, there's no issues with putting wet waders on here as far as rust or corrosion. To mount our wader hooks to the wall above your boot dryer, you only need one of the 3 included dovetails. Just slide the wader hooks onto the dovetail. Mount it using any flathead wood screw. We have countersunk holes in here, but it must sit flush or slightly below flush to the dovetail so it doesn't interfere with the fit on the back plate. Screw the dovetail to the wall so when you slide your wader hook all the way down onto the dovetail, hang your waders in the hooks, and your waders will hang over the tubes on our boot dryers to dry your waders. We've included 3 dovetails, so if you want to use your wader hooks and boot dryer at multiple locations, say you want to take it to your cabin, simply slide your wader hooks off your dovetail at home, bring another dovetail with you, mount that to the wall above your boot dryer, slide your wader hooks over that dovetail, and you're ready to go again. To use our apparel hook accessory, you'll need to mount it on the wall above your boot dryer. To do that, you only need one of the 3 included dovetails. Screw it to the wall, slide your apparel hook all the way down flush on the dovetail. To mount the dovetail, use any wood screw, flathead wood screw. We have countersunk holes in the dovetails, and mount it level above the wall. The screws must be flush or slightly below so the head of the screw doesn't interfere with the fit of the dovetail on the apparel hook. But mount it above your boot dryer so when you slide your apparel hook over the dovetail, you can hang your apparel off these hooks and over the tubes over boot dryers to dry bibs or overalls or whatever else you're wanting to be drying. We include 3 dovetails with our apparel hooks. So if you want to use your apparel hook and your boot dryer at multiple locations, you don't have to screw and unscrew the dovetail. Simply take another dovetail along with, mount it, say at your cabin or whatever location you're at, and slide your apparel hook over the dovetail, and you're ready to go again. I'll demonstrate how to mount these apparel hooks over top of this BD600 for drying these snow pants. I have matching covers, and I've removed the boot supports over the center tubes. I'll hang the snow pants onto the apparel hook, position it at a height over top of these center tubes to where it looks like the legs will hang over the tubes. Here are the dovetails. This is for the accessory hooks, and this one's for the wader hooks. Since both of them mount to the dovetail, you only need to find one stud to mount the dovetail to the wall. So now I have a stud right beneath these screws. I'm going to go ahead and mount this accessory hook dovetail to the wall right here. Both of our dovetails fit nicely to a 2-inch deck screw. So the head of that deck screw is not sticking above the dovetail. Another screw that would work would be a 2-inch drywall screw. So I'm going to go ahead and use these deck screws to mount this. I would not send it all the way home with a power tool. 2 reasons for that. I don't want to crush the 3D printed dovetail. The other reason is I'll snug down by hand the top screw, and now I can adjust this so it's level. I'll slide the accessory hook onto the dovetail, make a final adjustment, then I'll go ahead and slide it off without moving the dovetail and put in the other screw. Again, I'll final tighten it by hand. And there's the accessory hook mounted nice and level. And to move it to another location, it's that simple. Slide it on or off the dovetail. Now let's hang our snow pants on the accessory hook. We'll position the legs of the snow pants over the tubes. Then turn on the dryer. You can also add heat. For the wader hook accessory and the larger dovetail that comes with the wader hook, I would use this same method of locating and mounting the dovetail to position the wader hook where I want it above the boot dryer.